On Alberta's promise to cut the flow of oil to our province, a move that threatens to make our high gas prices even higher. It's the latest development in a war of words between our two provinces over the Trans Mountain expansion project. Ted Chernecki now with more on the threat and whether Alberta can actually make good on it.
As Albertans like to say to British Columbians, if you think gas prices are high now, just wait.
This project is too important for our economy. This project is too important for our country. And so we would not let this project fail.
We will be bringing forward legislation in coming days.
That includes new legislation expected to be introduced into the Alberta legislature claiming to give Alberta the power to turn off its oil to BC if necessary.
We are doing what reasonable governments do. We've asked for this issue to be dealt with through the courts. We're not looking for any kind of dispute.
So if, and it's a big if, Alberta ever tried to follow through, one of the first to feel the impact would be YVR and its aviation fuel supply. Currently, about 40% of it comes from the Burrard Inlet Refinery through a 48-year-old pipeline. There could be increased rail tanker traffic, but that's already reaching capacity. And even Washington State's refineries couldn't help that much because some of its crude oil originates from Alberta and is carried on branches of the existing Trans Mountain pipeline.
The government might have some control over this, but there are companies who are shipping stuff through those pipes. And those companies have no interest in having those pipes turned off because they want their product to get to the market.
BC's minority government is doing just what it promised it would do in the last election, that is stand up for the environment. But that's not making friends anywhere, not even in Ottawa, where today BC was accused of needlessly bringing court actions where it has no authority.
This is no time for any provincial government to be reckless with the financial well-being of Canadians and for the fabric of the Federation itself.
But before you start hoarding gasoline, remember this. There is a dispute between two fragile provincial governments, and they're both fighting for their political lives.
No one has any incentive to back down. Everyone's facing an election, and you've got a province and the federal government pitted against a different province and a country that's divided on it, more or less 50-50.
Ted Chernecki, Global News.
Well, Keith Baldry joins us now with more on when Alberta could take action. Keith, what have you found out?
Yeah, talking to not-league government officials today, I can give you the good news. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So the law is going to pass onto the books in a relatively short time, probably in a couple of weeks. Nobody opposes it in the Alberta legislature. But then it will be literally sit there in Rachel Notley's back pocket. She's going to play this card when she needs to. And until she sees evidence that this thing's dead in the water completely because of BC's action in courtrooms, she's probably not going to play this card. So it's going to sit there on the books, sort of a sword hanging over the BC government's head as talks continue with Kinder Morgan and between the governments. If there's an indication that Alberta and Ottawa are going to invest in this pipeline, an option that seems to be gaining momentum, then there's no need to play this card. But if BC is blamed for the ultimate demise of this, then that's when she's going to use the proverbial nuclear option here. But that's not going to take, that's going to be sometime, I think, at least weeks, if not months.
All right, Keith, we'll see what happens. Thank you.